What's going on, everyone? Tallen back here, and today we're going to be talking more about Dragon Ball FighterZ. And today I want to talk about my predictions for a possible character roster. Now, before you watch this, though, go watch my other video about talking about transformations and things like that, because I came across an interview that was done on Twitch via by one of the producers and everything about what they thought about transformations and everything. And the reason I'm bringing up transformations is because this could lead into who you could bring, because the way that they could potentially handle transformations will then determine what character could be there, and maybe they're not going to have two separate Gokus, one is Super Saiyan, one is Super Saiyan 2, or two Vegetas, one is Majin, one is Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. So go ahead and check that out real quick, and my thoughts on that and what I took away from it. I mentioned briefly a character roster and everything, but this video is going to be purely about my personal thoughts on a character roster, because you have to remember, when it comes to something built by Arc Games, they focus on a smaller roster and they focus on the core fighting gameplay itself, okay? There's not going to be any copies of anybody. Someone might play similar to somebody, but you're not going to see that very often. Go back and play BlazBlue. Go back and play Guilty Gears. You're not going to find many characters that are, close to each other. You know, they might have some similarities, but they are not pure clones of each other. They just aren't. That's the way it is. This isn't Street Fighter with 10 different versions of Ken. So, oh, the comments are going to be fire like no tomorrow now. But nonetheless, so these are my thoughts on it. Unfortunately, as we already know, I'm going to be guessing around 20 to 25 characters, some potentially added ones in via either DLC or updates or something like that. And if you've played any of the previous games from Arc, usually their DLC characters are pretty cheap when it comes in. I remember they added one or two characters into BlazBlue, and it cost us like $1.99 or something like that. So yes, I know, a bit of a pain, you gotta pay for character, but you also could buy the character. I think, no, hang on, if I remember correctly with BlazBlue, maybe it was you could buy the new character that came out, or if you did something in the story, or you finished something, you did like a bunch of missions and everything, then you could unlock it. You can at least do that in the mobile version of the game. I don't know, I can't remember about the PS4 version, so correct me down in the comments if I am wrong on that. But nonetheless, we're definitely having a lot smaller roster than past Dragon Ball Z games. So again, this is a core fighting game. This isn't about experiencing the Dragon Ball world or anything. This isn't about going through the story again or having a new, unique story. So again, this can, maybe this isn't the game for you, and that's totally fine. But don't bash the game just simply because it is harder or it looks different or whatever. Everyone's entitled to an opinion, but don't just unrationally bash the game or anything like that, okay? And you might not agree with my character roster. Maybe you personally love this character to death. But the way I'm looking at the character roster when I made this was, a little bit of it was, obviously who I like. But most of this is, who are the main antagonists, who is really well known in the Dragon Ball world, who is going to work in a pure fighting game, and who is not used as comedian humor and everything like that, okay? So let's get into who I think it's going to be, okay? And then I'm also going to get into potential things that could be with the character, maybe as a skin or as a different color or something like that, because you're not going to have a ton of customization in this. There's going to be color changes / maybe hair changes, and that's about it, okay? So again, you might not agree with my list, but this is just personally what I think based on what I know from Arc System and from Japan when it comes to Dragon Ball and everything like that, okay? So again, leave your comments down below though on about who you agree with, who you don't agree with, who you would like to add in, or potentially as DLC potentially, because in the end, they are not, I guarantee you they're not going to have the whole roster out. There's going to be some kind of future DLC down the road, which is totally fine. As long as it's not too expensive and there's no season pass or anything like that. But let me know down in the comments below, what do you think? So first off, let's get the obvious ones out of the way. We're going to have Goku, we're going to have Vegeta, we're going to have Super Saiyan 2 Teen Gohan, we're going to have Perfect Cell, we're going to have Fat Boo, and we're going to have full Final Form Frieza, okay? Now, again, if you watch my transformations video, I talked about how Frieza obviously has his Golden Frieza transformation, and then his buff Full Powered Frieza 100% one is used in a move. It's not an actual transformation, it's just used as part of a move, so it quickly goes, he turns into it, he does the move, and then he goes back to his normal stage 4, which is totally fine. Goku, he starts off in Super Saiyan. I don't know if we'll have a base Super Saiyan Goku. I'm going to guess maybe as a skin or a color. Again, I don't know for sure, but I could potentially see that happening. Same with Super Saiyan 2, although again, if you watch my transformation video, I talked about potentially how in the demo itself, there might have been a potential for Super Saiyan 2 as a transformation, and then Super Saiyan 3 is only used for using your ultimate attack and stuff like that, okay? In terms of Super Saiyan Blue Goku, that could be a different one. Maybe base form Goku will be a separate character, and then you turn Super Saiyan Blue, and maybe Super Saiyan Goku 2 and 3 obviously are just combined as one. I could see Super Saiyan 4 potentially being a character. It is a popular transformation. Even the creator himself drew it, even though he did not have anything to really do with GT aside from the very basic character designs. Next is going to be Adult Gohan, so I can easily see Adult Gohan being not in here. He is vastly different from how Teen Gohan will play. I can also see for Adult Gohan having a different skin for future Gohan. I doubt they're going to keep him one-armed. I know we all prefer that visually, but as a pure fighting game, I don't think it's going to come. But in terms of that state, I think we could have a future Gohan skin or something like that. I could easily see that happening. Vegeta is in his Super Saiyan form, but that's from the Cell Saga in the demo, so maybe they're going to have more of a Buu Saga style one, or maybe again from Dragon Ball Super style where he's base and he can go Super Saiyan 2 or Majin, or you know, if it's from the Buu Saga one, he can go Majin as a skin or something like that. If he has his base form then as a separate character, then that could go Super Saiyan Blue. Okay. Next, Piccolo, you know, he'll have ton of different skins. Krillin, I could easily see being in the game because he's Krillin. Frieza, I already talked about. Cooler could potentially be a character, maybe as DLC more likely. He does fight a lot different than Frieza. He's definitely bigger. He's buffer, considering the fact he has his 5th form, which his 5th form could actually just be his stage. Because technically, he can revert back to his 4th form, but technically Cooler, he not only died in his 5th form, but he just stayed there. He didn't have to go back. He wasn't using up a ton of energy like Frieza was with his golden form or his buff form or anything like that. He actually trained unlike Frieza. So I think if Cooler is in the game, if you know, whether it's DLC or whatnot, he could potentially be like that. Next, I'm gonna say, and this could give me a little contradictory, so don't kill me in the comments or anything like that. But I think we'll have Android 17, we'll have Android 18. But I think they'll be the same character, just via skin swaps and stuff like that. Because, again, they play very similarly, or, you know, they're very similar. But, you know, obviously, yes, I know 17 has his own unique style, and same with 18. But maybe for this game, if they want to include some iconic characters like that, but they don't have the room for the roster, then maybe they'll simply make it a skin change with a couple of move changes or something. I don't know. I'm just taking a guess here. That could be potentially it. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, as always. Next, I already went over Perfect Cell. Next would be Super Buu and Kid Buu. I talked about in my transformation video about how not all characters are going to have transformation. Fat Buu never has to go to Super Buu and then revert back. He goes to Super Buu and he stays there, obviously because of things in the story. So I could see Super Buu being a separate character, and then maybe having different skins for either Super Buu, Buu Tanks, or Buu Han, or maybe that is a transformation right there instead of a skin. I'm not sure how that would work, but nonetheless, that could work. Kid Buu is just going to be Kid Buu. I could easily see him being in the game. Vegito and Gogeta, I could easily see them being in there. In terms of Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, I could more see that as a DLC maybe, and maybe if I'm looking back on just normal Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta, that could probably be a DLC as well. Gogeta I could see as a character though, easily, no problem. Same with Vegito, already fused. You don't need to have Goku and then do the fusion or anything like that. I can see them being a character already in the game. Probably just starting off as Super Saiyan would be my guess. Next is going to be Gotenks. I could easily see Gotenks starting off as a Super Saiyan, and then as a transformation, you can go to Super Saiyan 3, and then just like Go and Frieza, you're going to push back into your Super Saiyan form after a while, because all it is that power boost. I would personally like to see Janemba, and I might be a little biased on that simply because I've been enjoying Strength of Janemba from Dokkan Battle, but nonetheless, I think Janemba would be a cool addition. Goku Black would be pretty cool as well from Super. They did say that they're going to have some Super characters. I do not expect anything from the Universal Survival arc. I just don't, because they're still going through it right now. Maybe it's DLC, but I highly, highly doubt it. So, but I could easily see Goku Black and maybe Merge Zamasu. I do not see them doing just plain old Zamasu. I just don't see it happening. He wasn't exactly a popular character. Merge Zamasu definitely is a DLC, I think, but Goku Black definitely, or, you know, and then Goku Black could have the Rose transformation as a power-up for a while, you know, who knows, or maybe they just skip Goku Black and they only go simply to Super Saiyan Rose. I could easily see them doing that. Hit, I could easily see being a character, no questions asked. Beerus as well. Whis, probably not. I don't see Whis being it. In terms of a fighter, Whis is not really known for that, so yeah, I don't see Whis being one. As much as people love Brawly, I don't see Brawly being a character. Maybe as a DLC, I just simply don't see it happening for the main cast of the game at the beginning. Future Trunks, if you watched my transformation video, we got some details on that, kind of. So yeah, I easily see Future Trunks being in here. They're probably just going to go with the super outfit, or maybe you can change between the super outfit and the original Dragon Ball Z one. And maybe his power-up will just be the Rage Trunks or something like that. Who knows? But so I easily see Future Trunks being in there. Other than that, I would say Bardock I could potentially see. Bardock's pretty popular. Maybe, though. I'm not sure, though. Omega Shenron, maybe as a DLC again, just like Super Saiyan 4 and everything like that. That's the only thing I'm thinking here. And then Kaba, someone like Kaba, maybe, potentially. And then I was originally thinking Frost, but maybe Frost would just be a skin for Frieza or something like that, minus the golden form or something like that. Yeah, who knows? But nonetheless, I don't know about Frost. Kaba I could potentially see, but it's hard to say. Now, that equals up to, I think, around 20 or so. Let's see, I got the list right in front of me. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So 28 to 30 characters. So it's about right where I thought I said I would be. Around 20 to 30 characters, give or take. Now, obviously you notice I left a lot of characters out. Characters I easily think I don't see being in this game. Baby, I don't see being in this game. Super 17, I don't. As popular as the character itself might potentially be, it's not, again, this is a fighting game. We're not focusing on the universe of Dragon Ball itself. We are focusing on the fighting mechanics, and yes, having some of those characters in it, but you know, in the end, they're going to pick whoever is the most iconic, shape them out to be the most unique character they can be, and just go from there. Maybe eventually, like I said, they could potentially be as DLC, but I just don't see it happening. Yamcha, I don't easily see happening. No one from the Ginyu Force, I don't see it happening. Yes, everyone loves the Ginyu Force, apparently, but as a fighting game itself, I just don't see it happening, because let's be honest, who here actually uses the Ginyu Force in every single fight, in every single Dragon Ball Z game they've ever played? Yeah, no one raise your hand, and if you did, you put that keyboard down. I don't see Kid Gohan. I don't see someone like Nappa. I don't see Android 19 or Dr. Gero going. Deborah, maybe. Very hard to say on that one. I'm not really sure. Or someone like Yakone, I definitely don't see that. I do not see Hercule. I don't see most of the GT characters, honestly, because GT was definitely not that popular here in Japan. And you have to remember, this is being developed here in Japan, so yeah, take it with a grain of rice. Whis, I said again, as DLC, potentially, maybe, I'm not really sure. Zamasu, I really don't see that being a potential character, but who knows, I could be wrong. And I know I've missed, obviously, a lot of characters. There's so many characters. I didn't even touch on the Xenoverse or anything like that. But again, they're not really trying to go for that, because I think they're trying to make that balance between a pure fighting game and just the main Dragon Ball storyline. And not everyone's going to know about Xenoverse and everything like that. Because again, the people who are actually loving this game more than the DBZ crowd is the fighting game community, and they're not going to know who half these characters are. They don't care. They're here for the fighting and everything. So, and that is what they're going towards. And this game is getting a lot of hype. Games like Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite or anything like that, they've been pushed to the side. I'm seeing memes all over the internet just like, get out of here, man. We don't care. But yeah, so anyway, so that is going to be my list, guys, for who I think could potentially be in this game. Again, some is DLC, some is not. I could be completely wrong on some of them. I could be completely right on some of them. Who knows? Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Who do you want to see and who do you not want to see and all that fun stuff? And let me know, of course, if you're going to be trying to get into the beta and everything. I'm hopefully going to get into it if I can, and then I'm going to be streaming that, recording the whole 9 yards, so definitely keep an eye out for that. Let me know if you enjoyed this Dragon Ball FighterZ content. I personally love making it. I'm super hyped for the game. I wish I could go to E3, but unfortunately I can't. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, leave a like if you liked the video, and subscribe if you happen to be new. Until next time, everyone, I will see you in the next one.